Welcome to Fort Adams and welcome to Cars and Coffee. So behind me is probably one of the rarest cars here. This is a 1 of 30 Lamborghini Diablo GTRs. It's garnered a pretty big crowd here. Now this has a 6-liter V12, it develops 590 horsepower. This is an actual race car. I'm sure that the police turned a blind eye when it drove here today, but you can see the curated sticker. Curated are really I would say the top resources and dealers for these types of cars. If you come around the back, you can see all the aerodynamics that they worked. It's very similar to the Diablo GT, although this is being the race car version of it. Look at the exhaust down there. I mean, I can't even imagine how loud that this car is. Hopefully we can get a sound clip of it. Here we have the E60 M5 with the legendary S85 V10. Now, for a really long time, I remember when I was like 15, 16, you could find these for like 10,000, 12,000 bucks. And, you know, as a kid, I was like, oh, I should buy an E60 M5. But I remember reading on the forums, if you're trying to buy a cheap M5, do not do it because you're gonna have to spend thousands in repairs. Now, I feel like over time, these cars have gotten a bad rep because of the throttle actuators and the rod bearings, and it's also same with the E90 platform where you have to replace the throttle actuators, rod bearings, also dealing with the SMG pump. Now, I saw on the back of this car, he's got the sticker, so I'm assuming that this car is a 6-speed, which, yes it is. So it's cool to actually see more of an enthusiast spec E60 M5 with the manual transmission. And behind us is the Ferrari 458 Italia with its naturally aspirated 4.5-liter V8 developing around 550 horsepower. Now, the flat plane crank in the 458 was the inspiration for the GT350 and the GT350R. So Ford actually bought a Ferrari 458 and they were able to dissect the motor, and it was the inspiration when they created the engine. So you might have seen recently we were out at Car Week and Monterey and we were looking at the new Ferrari F80, which is a little bit controversial in its styling. And I can say that seeing the Ferrari F80 in person, it looks a lot better than it does in pictures. Now behind me is the Ferrari 12 cilindri, which in Italian means 12-cylinder. Now Ferrari's new design language, they have this black stripe that goes across the hood of the car. And I know that a lot of people have been skeptical of this. Again, I can say looking at the 12 cilindri in person, it does look better than it does in photos. But I'm still not convinced if getting rid of Pininfarina was in their best interest.